everybody, welcome back to the Julie and Jim Traber podcast. I am Jim Traber, along with my beautiful wife, Mrs. Julie Traber. How are you?
I'm really good. Did you forget who you were there for a second?
No, I guess not. I got to figure out a better way to sit in our podcast because I want to let everybody know that starting right now, it's actually last week, but starting right now, we have our own YouTube channel. It is on YouTube, obviously, Julie and Jim Traber podcast. And I went back and I looked at last week's, and literally I look like Jabba the Hutt sitting in this over here. I mean, my stomach is hanging out. My legs are all wide open. I look like a total pig.
You had just had surgery, sweetie.
You know,
you were a little bloated.
It was about a week ago, too, right now, too, that I had that surgery, and I'm still struggling from this thing.
Yeah. I think here's the problem that you have. For somebody who has a lot of surgeries since I've known you, you always underestimate how badly they're gonna suck. You know what I mean?
Do I?
You do. You're always optimistic that in a week you're going to be feeling better. And then when that week is up and you're not feeling great, you go downhill quickly.
So do you want me to start being like pessimistic about them?
I love that you're an optimist. I know a lot of people don't know that about you. They like to call you Negative Nancy.
I am Negative Nancy.
But you do get a little bit going into a surgery. Maybe you just have to hype yourself up to get through it.
Yeah, it's probably mental.
You generally go into it really optimistic that this isn't going to be too bad, and it's going to.
One of the reasons
really
why
help.
is because no doctors tell you exactly what things are going to be.
Yeah.
Like this doctor that I have right now, Dr. Link, he is one of the greatest men you'll ever meet. He prays with us before the surgery. Yeah. I mean, is he not one? Do you not love him?
He's wonderful.
I love this man. I mean, I have such great doctors, but they don't say to you, now listen, it's going to hurt to pee for a really long time. I mean, pretty bad.
You know why though?
Because then you won't do it.
Most of them have never had the procedure that they do on a regular basis.
I have told that to many doctors. Dr. Pascal, our love, who's retired now, love him to death. He's done many of my surgeries. And I would tell him, you need to get it. Then he did.
I was going to say, now he actually has had quite a few surgeries.
You're right. He had his shoulder and everything else. So
the funny thing was, I heard you really going into detail with a nurse and asking her about all of this. And I just kept looking at you and I was like, this person will never be able to tell you what is normal because she can't relate at all. But yeah, I find that to be true. Most medical professionals have not been through the procedures that you're going through.
I think that if they tell you the truth about some of these surgeries that you'll go, I don't want to do that, and they know that you either need it or whatever. So I don't know. This guy though, I just text him and go, I think I need that surgery. And he goes, okay, my people will call you. And then, we just go. That's where we are. That's where I am with him. I'm very, what would you say my word is with my doctors? I'm very, I don't know what the word I'm trying to look for.
I feel like you definitely have a friendship with them.
I have a friendship, but also we're on a little different basis. I'm very blessed because I can just tell them, hey, I really need to come in. And then the next thing you know, 2 days later, I'm getting into the doctor. So it's just a little privilege that I have that I like. And it helps,
Yeah, you get the VIP treatment a little bit.
I'm starting to feel a little better, though. Today's been the best day.
You look better today. You look like you're feeling better.
I've been in some pain, though. I mean, my goodness.
It's been rough. It has been rough. I'm
really
sorry.
Is. And I'm really, really hoping that this is going to...
But going back to the YouTube channel,
YouTube.
I had totally forgotten. Like I had on sweatpants and a sweatshirt, and then you pulled it up on the big screen, and I went and changed and put on real clothes.
That is really cool, people. If you really want to watch it big, and you got a big screen like we do, you can go on there and go to YouTube and put it right up there.
I don't know how much I want to advertise that because it really does put the pressure on that we have to actually work at a little bit more.
Notice I didn't work very hard. I'm wearing exactly what I always wear.
You look really handsome. I love that shirt.
Yeah. What is this? Is this Viore?
Yes. And you know what I discovered about your shirt today? It's got a little secret hidden message under the sleeve over there. Like they do words of wisdom.
What did it say?
We discovered that today. Wasn't it something like, if it costs you your piece, then it's too expensive or something like that?
Yeah, I can't read it. I don't know. I can't see it. If it costs you your peace, it's too expensive. You hit it right on
I
the
hit it
money.
right on the money. I had no idea. So now I need to go check out all my Vuori clothes and see if I've got words of wisdom hiding.
The only I love Vuori. Vuori is so soft and comfortable. The only thing is they do not put a marking on which is the back and the front.
That has been a new problem for you.
Why
lately.
do they do that?
I can't tell you how many times Jim goes out of the house with a shirt on inside out.
No, that's inside out. I'm talking about forward and backwards. There's no thing on the back.
I've actually done that with some of my stretchy pants, and that's a weird feeling.
Put them on backwards?
Put them on backwards.
Well, I put
It's
this
not
shirt
good.
on backwards today. Thank goodness when you do put it on backwards, you can feel it.
Yeah.
Because your neck is like up here almost choking you. So
Yeah.
and then you turn it around. But I don't know why they did that.
I
But
don't know.
I'm telling you what, Viori's got some big time
They are
clothes.
so comfortable.
My sweatpants, gee, I could sleep in those sweatpants.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really is nice. So, the weather's unbelievable, isn't it? I mean,
70 degrees today.
if you're
I'm
not
loving
living
it.
in Oklahoma right now, people, everybody makes fun of Oklahoma weather, and rightfully so, because, they always say, well, just wait a while.
Just
if
wait
you
a
want,
minute.
That's
Yeah.
right. You want something. But I'm telling you, this is the most amazing winter we've ever had. We've set like 5 records.
I talked to our youngest today in Seattle,
Ugh,
and
Dreary.
she said it's awful here today. She said it's Nora had on this tight little bodysuit, short sleeved,
And she's a little porker.
with these tight pants, and I was like, it must be warmer there, judging by her outfit. And she goes, no, it's terrible. It's raining and it's cold and it's yucky. She said, but she's about to outgrow this one, so I thought I would put her in it one more time.
I don't know if Courtney's going to listen to this, but I'll just say this. I wonder how long before she says,
That's what I was fixing to say. I said, wow, it's 70 degrees today. It's beautiful. And she goes, what? She said, I'll tell you what, I'm really starting to miss the unpredictability of the Oklahoma weather.
yeah.
'Cause
You
she
can
said-
predict Seattle
She
pretty
said
good.
you can predict it here. Every single day is the same, and it's not pretty right now.
And it gets dark at like 4:30 in the winter.
Yeah,
And, I mean,
she's
it's
like
just
me. Her mood swings, fluctuate based on sunshine.
No, you do. You're right. Sunshiny days, you are much nicer. There's no doubt about that. But anyway, the weather is incredible. I mean, it really is. And like this weekend is supposed to get like high of 52, and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Normally, the highs nowadays are like, I saw the other day, at the normal high for now is like 48.
yeah.
And it's been 70 like almost every day.
I'm loving it. And the days it's staying light a little bit longer now, which I'm happy. We've kind of gotten over that hump. So I can usually get a walk in from the time Chelsea picks up the boys before it gets dark when you don't allow me out there anymore. And I can get the walk in.
Let me ask you fellas out there that are listening, okay? Are you okay if your wife walks in the dark? I mean, we're safe. This is a safe neighborhood. We're a very safe area. I don't want her walking in the dark. And you just think that you're so big and bad. You just think that, like, no one's going to mess with me.
I mean, I honestly don't feel... I feel really safe if I'm in my neighborhood. But the walk I go on, I wouldn't want to do it dark. Because I leave our neighborhood and I go to other places.
Other places.
That don't feel as safe when the sun goes down. You know what I mean? Because there's just not much. There's no people around.
I just try to take care of you.
I'm telling you what, our neighborhood children are out till all hours.
Oh, I
so
know.
I always feel like there's people out and about in our
Well,
neighborhood.
9 o'clock at night, there'll be that one kid out there shooting baskets in the dark. Yeah,
baskets, I
he's trying to
know.
get good. He's trying to be better.
But we do have a big weekend planned. Poker season's here.
Poker season, ladies and gentlemen, has started.
Yeah. So your weekends of doing football are over for this season.
Done.
OU had a nice season. OSU not so much.
Horrible.
But how do you feel? It's poker season again.
Well, I'm really hoping that 26 is a big year. 2 years ago, I had a great year. Last year was so-so. I did have the really good win in the summertime.
Right.
But I'm hoping that this is going to be a big year. I
me
made
too.
a couple New Year's resolutions inside my head about some things. So I'm really excited about going out and checking, figuring it out a little bit.
Yeah.
I want it to be a big year.
It starts this weekend.
That's right. 3 weekends in a row we'll be gone. And then we're home for a little, and then we go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And, of course, there's a big tournament out there when the Super Bowl is going on.
That's right.
Yep.
A lot
And
happening.
then we're going to Kauai.
That's right. Now, basketball's still going. Little Clyde Cosmo went to his first NBA game tonight. He went to see the Thunder.
I don't think he's a human being. I really don't. We were out eating at Cracker Barrel today. And yes, for all you people that are watching in different places, we love Cracker Barrel.
We like Cracker Barrel. We're
love it.
Cracker Barrel fans.
And we're glad they're back to their normal stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're in Cracker Barrel eating our dumplings and stuff. And he is just, I'll tell you the story real quick. See if you ever heard of a 2-year-old like this. We're driving to Cracker Barrel, and he wants to go to sleep desperately. Okay, now he's
we're
2
fighting
years
it.
old. And Julie gave him a sucker so that he wouldn't go. And then she's going, come on, we're going to wake up. Let's go, singing with him, blah, blah, blah. And this kid is dead tired. We get into Cracker Barrel. Now, what do most 2-year-olds do when they're dead tired? They're going to whine and stuff. Nothing. Happy, playing games with the little things, eating, blah, blah, blah. I mean, the dude's, he's like, so there's a couple next to us that are probably in their 70s.
Yeah.
And he's walking by, and the woman's looking at him and smiling at him and
She
talking
talked
to
to
him.
him, yeah.
And so I was a little behind because I was getting the check, and I walked by, and she looked at me, and I looked at her, and I said, that baby right there was dropped from heaven. God said, here, look at this. This child
Here's
is the
an
most
angel baby.
I've
Yeah.
never seen anything like this child. I'm serious. And remember now, I have no blood in this baby, right? I mean, I just let y'all know. I'm not like trying to say it's because of me or anything. This baby, I've never seen a baby like this baby. He's amazing.
He is so sweet.
And then we get in the car, he gets in his seat, and boom, goes to sleep.
Yep.
Sleeps for like an hour and a half, wakes up, happy again.
But when he
he's
woke
amazing.
up and I got him out, I said, did you have happy dreams? And he goes, yes. And I said, what did you dream about? And he goes, going to the Thunder game.
Yeah, he's at the Thunder game tonight.
Right now, he's 2 years old and he's at his first NBA game.
And he loves basketball.
Oh, he loves it. Loves it.
And they asked him, who do you want to see? You know, you think he would say SGA or Holmgren or something. He said Rumble, which is their mascot.
Yeah, he was fired up. He said, I'll
wait.
send you a picture, Gigi. I said,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm taping the game, so I'm gonna have to look for him to see if we can see the little guy.
Yeah, super cute.
He really is an incredible child, man. He really is. And all of our kids are great, but
They really are. Yeah,
just
speaking
different.
of which, our oldest turned 14 this week.
14 years old, man.
That's, the spectrum that we have is,
14 years ago, we were tripping, weren't we?
yeah,
I mean, first grandbaby,
so excited.
living with us.
Yeah.
It was such a trip.
It changed our life for the better forever.
It
But yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did, man. It was amazing. Little Hudson. And now he's not little. And now he's almost as tall as I am. He's almost 6 feet.
Yeah, he is. It's crazy.
It
And
really is.
here's the thing that's crazy to me. He, for Christmas, asked for money because he wanted to buy computer parts
This is
to
beyond
build
belief.
his own computer.
He built it, too.
So he was showing it off to us yesterday. He's got a gaming computer. And I mean, what were we doing when we were 14?
He
I'm
built
trying
a
to think.
computer. What in the world?
I know. I can't even wrap my head around
I
it.
can't even understand how it can be done. I mean, I still don't know how he did it.
No.
That's mind-boggling
Yeah.
to me. I mean,
So that certainly didn't come from our genetics, I don't think. I don't know where that
it's
came from.
I don't know where that's from.
But he's a smarty pants, that's for sure.
He is very, very smart. But it is really hard to believe that we've been grandparents now for 14
years. I know.
And we've got
yeah.
5 of them.
It's fun.
And of course, we get to see the little one up there in Seattle, the little redhead Nora. She's amazing too. I don't know what's going on with her. She's and she just sits there and smiles at us on FaceTime and looks at us and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
She is amazing. She really is.
So fun.
You know, we had a big car accident a while ago, and what's interesting, the reason I thought it right there is because you know your life flashes in front of you. I mean, when that car was coming, it was about a 2-second chance. Nobody could do anything about it, and you just think, oh my gosh, I mean, we're in big trouble. And of course, we made it, thank God, and everything. But we had a lot of problems, and Julie's still having some problems with pain and things. And we needed a lawyer, and we used our man,
J.R. Holmesy and
my man.
Associates.
I love J.R. J.R. is the man, J.R. Holmesy. And I keep saying every time I talk about it, I know about the lawyering part. I just didn't know that he was going to do everything for you, right?
We were a mess right after that accident. And yes, I never thought we would be one of those couples who needed a lawyer. Like, we are just not those people.
Sure.
But in that situation, we were just like, I don't even know what to do. And so I said, maybe call JR and just get some advice. And he said, I'll handle it.
I'll handle
And
it.
from this point forward, he handled everything.
Yep.
And just, so when you don't know, like how to navigate a situation
Yeah.
like that, call JR Holmes and Associates.
And let me tell you all something too. It's not just because of who we are.
No.
Because he's doing it for a couple other people that we've gotten. He's doing the same thing for them. He's
Yeah.
just a great man. He's one of the top 10 personal injury lawyers in the state of Oklahoma. 405-524-1011 is the number. You don't need him now, hopefully. Hopefully you never need him. But if you do or somebody else does, call him. He's great. J.R. Holmesy, my man. So love him.
Absolutely.
What do we got today? What are you doing?
So do you remember our guy, Emerson Eggerichs, wrote the 5 love languages that we talk about on all the time?
That's right. We talk about it all the time.
I watched a new podcast with him in it. He was on the Focus on the Family podcast because he's written a new book. I'm going to have to order this new book. There's another quiz in this one.
Is there?
Yeah. So I want to get the book and we'll have to do the quiz.
Okay.
But this one is called Speak Your Mind, which I think is right up your alley.
I definitely speak my
You
mind.
speak your mind.
I get in trouble for it, but I speak my mind.
So this one is all about communication. And I thought that's a really good start to the year, is just talking about how we communicate, how we think Jesus would want us to communicate, and then what does that look like right now? Because it's different than what we used to, that you and I thought about it growing up, because now you've got the whole social media platform.
Right.
And that opens up all sorts of ways, different ways to communicate.
Mhm.
I mean, look at us with a podcast. You've got an Instagram account that
At Jim Traber.
Yeah.
At Jim Traber, if you want to follow. Also at Traberhood. That's both of those will show everything about our podcast and our family and everything.
And so we've talked about this a lot, that with those types of platforms, there's a lot of positives, but there's negatives. There's the downside, which is it allows people to have anonymity, which makes people really brave online.
Oh, yeah. See, there's a bunch of punks on there that'll say things and you just want to punch them. So
anything, right? And they will say anything, and they just, they live to be negative. And,
Yep.
I saw a whole story on that the other day, that there are people and organizations that will just go after certain accounts, and that's what they live for. Like, that's what they do, is to try to bring down certain accounts. And so there is going to be negativity and stuff with that. And then there's also the reward that you get sometimes, that through controversy or saying negative things or getting into an argument, you get clicks, right?
Right.
I remember the Fat Jack just happened to be in the right place at the right time. He was on an airplane when a fight broke out, an actual physical fight, remember?
I do.
And he pulled out his phone like everybody does, and he videos it. And I think he ended up on like Good Morning America.
Morning,
or
yeah, something like that. Yeah, he went on
like
there.
his video went viral.
Yeah.
Because everybody loves that stuff, don't they?
Yep. Sure
I mean,
do. You got to always be careful of what's going on around you.
Yeah, you get the clicks.
Yep.
For sure. But his whole thing was that, people as Christians, as Christ followers, you have to kind of hold yourself above the fray. Like, because we've got a different directive that you can't get sucked into all that.
Right.
And I think that's a really big challenge for all of us. But I was going to ask you, do you think that's a big challenge for you specifically because of what you do for a living?
Yeah, it is. Sure. Yeah. I've gotten a lot better as I've gotten older. I think you would agree. But no, yeah, I can get sucked into things, good or bad.
Yeah.
People come after me and stuff. But the good thing is that I made a pact that when we started this Instagram, that I would not turn it into ripping, going back and forth with people. Now, if people come after me now, I just get rid of them.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can tell that they now know it, so I don't get ripped anymore. I mean, they may say something they disagree with me on, but it's not like calling
It doesn't
names.
get ugly or yeah.
Like it used to a long time ago when I was on Twitter. Now this is Yeah, it's turned into something that's decent, you know. And
Yeah.
I show my family and everything like that, and I do talk sports with people on there, but it's good not to have to deal with all that crap, you know.
Yeah.
I think I've gotten better at, although I still can get after it if I
They
need
can
to.
still push your buttons sometimes.
Sometimes they come after me, I get a little fired up. Yeah.
You know, he brought up a verse today that I did not remember. Like, I've never heard it like brought up in this context before.
Okay.
I'm going to see if you've heard of it. It's Matthew 12:36, and it said, "But I will tell you that for every careless word that people speak, they will give account for it on the day of judgment."
Wow, I could be in trouble.
Isn't that interesting? I did not remember that one. I've said a lot of careless words, you know?
Yeah, that's not good for me.
So, you know, his whole point is that as a Christ follower, we're held to a different standard.
You're like telling me this.
No, I'm saying for all of us.
No, I know, but a lot of times if I do something stupid on the radio or start saying things, you always tell me, "Hey, you've got to be judged. You got to have people judge you higher because you believe in God and everything like
Right.
that." Right? Don't you tell me that?
Yes, I do believe that. I mean, I fully believe that. I didn't remember this specific verse,
Yeah.
like where it's pretty clear that for every careless word we utter, we're going to be held accountable for that.
I might be sitting there for a long time.
He's going to have a long list.
Is there a way to like sneak around that?
I think you can ask forgiveness.
Well, sure.
Yeah, I
definitely
think
want
you can
that.
ask forgiveness, but that's kind of in your face. Like it's hard to get
Yeah.
around that one. And so that's kind of what this podcast was about is how to, the 4 things you need to know about communication so you don't run into that trap. Okay. So here they are. And then we'll kind of break them down, see what you think. Number 1 is what I'm about to say true? Is what I'm about to say kind? Is what I'm about to say necessary? And is what I'm about to say clear? Like, do you have clarity in your mind of what the point you're trying to get across so that they'll understand what you're trying to say when you say it?
Okay. I like that.
What do you think so far?
I mean, those are, I'm interested to dig into them a little bit, but they sound pretty solid.
You know, he brought up that in court, you know, when you go in, I've never had to do this before. Have you? Where you have to put your hand on the Bible and say, I
Yes.
swear to tell the whole truth.
The whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. Yeah. I've
What
done
is
that,
it? I swear to tell the truth, the whole
Whole
truth,
truth, but
and nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
So help me God. And he was saying that seems redundant. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Right.
But you can tell truth without necessarily telling
The whole
whole truth.
Sure.
And you can spin the truth, right? We can,
Sure.
and so we can in our mind justify that, okay, what I said technically wasn't a lie, right? It was true,
Mhm.
but you just don't tell the whole truth.
Right.
And so, you know, that we don't need to be playing games with truth, in other words.
Yep.
But the second one, which
You've
is
never testified in a courtroom?
no,
Wow.
no. I mean, I've watched so many court cases on
Well,
TV,
you
so
definitely
I
have watched
feel
that.
like I've
You
been
know.
a part of 1,000
Yeah.
cases.
Yeah, you know what to do.
I know what to do, but no, I've never had to do it. One time, I think we talked about this. Because I think as jurors, don't you have to swear something?
Yeah.
I got called for jury duty, but I didn't get selected.
Right.
And I was really sad about that. I desperately,
Me too. Same thing happened with me too.
yeah,
I wanted to, but there was no way I could. So
yeah. So I would love that. I know you sent me this deal. There's a place, I think in Oklahoma, where you can go be a part of a fake murder trial and you try to figure it out. I wonder if I would enjoy that. But I'm fascinated with the whole concept of it.
there's that one thing that I keep getting on Instagram where they send the whole packet to you.
Yeah, you
And
can
then
do
you can
that
sit
in your
at night and
home.
try to figure it out.
But this is one where you actually go into a place that's set up like a courtroom,
Uh-huh.
and so you're part of it.
Yeah.
That might be fun. That might be a fun date,
Really?
maybe.
I think the couch is a little bit more fun of a
You'd
date.
rather play Clue or something like that.
No, I'd rather sit here and watch our shows.
So the second one is what I'm about to say kind. And I think this is the one that can trip you up a little bit. Not you, all of us, right? But how can I speak truth in a kind way And he was saying that one of the things you do is you say, okay, is what I'm going to say build trust, or is it going to break that down or undermine it? And then how can I maintain a demeanor of love? And this isn't just about with your spouse, right? Which is obvious, but thinking about people you're dealing with on the radio.
Yeah, see that I
Dun,
was
dun,
thinking,
dun.
and that's in that. I mean, I just wonder. I always wonder about this, and I've talked to a couple preachers about this before. What I do is entertainment,
Sure.
so I need to be a good Christian, but also you can't just sit there and just go. If someone comes after you,
No,
you
I
can't just
totally
go.
agree.
And well, bless you. Thank you for calling. I mean, you can't do. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So I always wonder
No,
that fine line.
I know.
You know?
That's why I really thought this was interesting for you and kind of what you would think about it. He brought up that this is the hardest one because there's always going to be people that are going to annoy you or try to provoke you. And I thought about you intentionally with that word, provoke. I think you get a lot of people who love to provoke you. I think there's like people who, like groups of college kids that are like, call in, see if you can make Traber mad. You know what I mean? Like they think it's funny. And I think, because that's what college kids do, right? They think things like that are funny. But so you get provoked more than the average guy, or at the football games, the drunk guy that comes up and starts screaming at you. Most of us don't deal with that stuff on a daily basis, but there's still people who irritate you, drivers who,
my God.
who irritates you.
They drive in a left-hand lane like a bunch of idiots.
Or he calls it stepping on your air hose, like just, sucking the life out of you,
Yeah.
So with all that going on, it takes a lot of self-control and a lot of self-discipline not to meet them on their level, and address them in the way they're addressing you.
What were we just talking about this?
We talked about this at lunch today.
What was it about?
Well, we were talking about how...
Don't lower yourself.
Right.
What was it, though? What was it? What were we talking about? Can't remember what it was. But
Yeah.
anyway, whatever it was, it was interesting because that's one of the things that's really hard for me because you are exactly right.
Yeah.
When people come after me or do things like that, you are lowering yourself to them, right?
Yeah. And what he said was that people who do that, it takes self-control not to respond in the same way. These situations don't cause you to be that way. They will reveal the way you actually are. And that's something that makes you go, huh?
Yeah.
Because they're not causing you to react. It's bringing it out of you. So he was saying that they don't have that control over you. You have to give them that control by responding in the same way that they are. You give them the satisfaction of knowing that that they've pushed your button.
I've done that on the radio, like after somebody calls in and comes after me, and then I go after them, and then we get rid of them, and I go, that they're sitting there going, now I got Traber all fired up.
Exactly.
I'm saying, well, and then of course the next thing I would say, what kind of life do they have? I mean, that's ridiculous. You sit there on hold, and then I'll ask my producer, how long was that guy on hold? And they'll go 32 minutes, and I'm going to go 32 minutes. This dude sat around to say that stupid crap.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
Yeah,
and I know it's wrong, but is it different though? In your mind, is it different
Yes.
because I'm entertaining?
Yes.
Okay. I hope that's true. I'm not trying to make an excuse.
Here's what I would say about your show. I feel like you've gotten so much better.
I definitely have gotten
yeah.
better. No
and
doubt
I
about
do
that.
I don't think that you're mean-spirited about it. You know what I mean? Like I do think sometimes there are specific circumstances. Well, I'll go, Jim, like you.
Well, there's more than just specific. You do that all the time.
No.
To me. I'll tell Julie, this is beautiful. I'll come home from work, and I'll tell her what happened. Like sometimes I'll do, yeah, just a great show, blah. But anyway, I'll tell her about something. And the minute I start talking about it I'll say, and then I said, and I get about 6 words out, and she'll go, Jim.
Yeah.
And whenever you do that, I'm like, oh, I should have never brought it up.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. That's the worst thing in the world, man, to have your loved one disappointed. Oh, man.
Disappointed at
terrible?
the way. So,
you used to do that to the girls.
I think that one's hard, right?
It's the worst one for me, yeah.
It's hard for me, too. I feel like I've gotten...
You'll never get on at anybody.
I feel like when I was younger, and you brought up the girls, I feel like when they were teenagers, they could really push my buttons like nobody else.
I think all teenagers push
Yeah.
buttons, though.
And it's funny because I remember some of those instances where I handled things badly. Like that's
Give
the
me
way
an example.
that's the way my mind works. I remember, and Courtney remembers this too. There was a time, there was a night where I was just, I'd worked all day. I can't even remember. We just had a lot going on. I think we were trying to sell the house. I had cleaned up the house. We were showing it on a regular basis. And she got out a pickle jar, brand new thing of pickles, and she dropped it on the floor. And pickle juice went everywhere.
Did the glass break?
Yeah, the glass broke.
Oh.
Pickles everywhere, pickle juice everywhere. And I lost my mind. I was just like, you're ready for bed and you're like, and
you do that to me.
I do that sometimes. I have to work on it.
I spill, and then she literally looks like I picked something up and just threw it across the floor. What do you think about this, Joel?
But it's really funny. I just think your immediate reaction is just,
you just don't want to clean up. You don't want to work.
I don't want to do this.
Now, did you make Courtney clean up? I hope.
I didn't. I remember I berated her, yelled.
So you should make them clean up.
I knew she wouldn't do a good job with it.
There it is.
Like
What is that called? That's that called. We did a podcast on something like that about how I think it said something about how you want it perfect, so you're going to do it yourself.
Yes.
Then you blame the person. Didn't we do a podcast?
Yeah, probably.
On that?
I struggle with that.
So you.
But I still remember handling that badly, and it comes back to me because today, Clyde, I made him a big thing of chocolate milk.
That's right.
And he literally just, like, it almost seemed like it was on purpose, although he's an angel.
He
so
would
I don't
never do that.
But he dropped it on the floor off the bar, and it went everywhere. And I heard,
by the way, I was in the other room. I heard it drop.
And I go, Clyde. And he looked at me and he goes, it was an accident.
Little 2-year-old.
And
you can't get on to him.
No. But it's funny because I go back in my mind and I remember my worst parenting moments. Like as a mother, those are seared in my head.
Wow. I wonder if other women are like that.
I don't know, but I think about them. They'll pop up at the most inopportune times just to make me feel bad about myself. You know what I mean?
I don't remember any bad fathering that I did. I think it was all good.
I remember them for you.
No, that's right. You do. You remember, though. I'm really good at forgetting things.
You are.
I'm really good at selectively remembering this, but not remembering that. So
that's right. But he was crazy. Like, it was an accident.
Yeah.
And it's always an accident. When you do it, it's an accident. I don't know why I respond that way. I think I've gotten a lot better.
Yeah, you are a little better. But I spill way too much. But I will say this. When I spill, the first thing that comes to my mind is, oh, no. Julie is going to be really mad at me.
And that's what you say out loud. You go, oh, no.
Jewel. Oh, no, Jewel. That's what I do for the
other day.
Jewel. Oh, no.
You did it twice in the same day.
That's really bad. I did. I spilled twice in one day. It's really bad.
He knocked over his entire glass, his drink, and then a couple of hours later, you did it again.
But thank God I didn't do it on the carpet.
No. You were in your office.
I was on the wood. But I mean, when she comes cleaning in, and then, so here's the thing. I can barely bend over people, okay? I know you've heard a lot about me, but I can't tie my shoes. So I'm trying to help clean, and she gets down, she starts going like this, and then she'll go, stop it. Like she'll tell me, I say, can I help? No. I mean, it is serious now. You are serious. You are serious.
I handled it better with Clyde than I did with you.
Well, have you ever gotten on to Clyde once? Never.
I think one time upstairs, he had something. We have this, I don't even know who bought this for I think it was bought for Hudson and it's left over. It's like a hammer that one of the superheroes use. It's like a Thor. It was Thor's hammer.
Thor's hammer.
Yeah. Anyway, Clyde picked it up one day and came over and hit me with it.
Oh.
And it's not it's a play hammer. It's not a real hammer. But it hurt. And I said no. And he thought it was funny because I yelled. And So then he tried to hit me with it again. And I said, no. And I took it from him. And he had a meltdown because I don't think he'd ever had me take anything.
Well, you don't ever get on.
I don't
to
get
him.
on to him.
So when you do get on to him, they go,
So
"What's going on here?"
You say that, and that's seared in my head that I made him cry because I did that. But no, I think that I think I've gotten a lot better. Like I told you, one of the things I try to do, that was my New Year's resolution. I think last year, I'm really trying to even be better this year, is just to be in the moment. Don't react to things like that. It is just an accident, and to be a better person, you know.
Although when you're down on the ground cleaning it up, you are saying things inside your head.
Tell the truth. We're in the truth dome. I was better those 2 times.
You have definitely gotten better.
It was a little harder the second time you did it in one day. It was like God was testing me.
Well, I'll tell you, for all our great listeners and viewers out there, I'll try to do it 3 times one day and see what happens.
Just to really test
just to
me.
See what happens on that third one.
Okay, so here's the last one, or here's the third one. Is it necessary? So this is interesting because I was thinking about this when he was saying you've got to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. But if somebody didn't ask you for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, sometimes the things we say, is it necessary? Like, is it kind, but is it necessary? Like, should I say that? Right.
Yeah. Is it necessary? That's crazy. I wonder if you took a poll of all the things you say in one day, how many are the things that are necessary?
Well, I think what we're saying is when you're doing something like not just your day-to-day conversation, because most of our conversation isn't necessary, but I think this is more when you're instructing or when you're criticizing or when you're mad. You know what I mean? It's things like that when you really have to watch what you're saying and how you say it, because it could come out as very critical or negative, and maybe that's not how you meant it, but you wanted it to be more, like we want to work on our marriage, and so how am I going to bring up something that you're doing that is hurting me?
Right.
Or annoying me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so the way you say it makes a big difference.
See, I think that you have gotten so much better over the years in some of these things because, when we first were married, I mean, I'm just going to let you all know that she'd cuss at me sometimes when we first got married, when we got in an argument.
And vice versa, yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I'm a monster.
Where did I learn
anyway.
those words?
Yeah. Oh, you learned them from me, huh? Did you really? So when I met you, you didn't know the words yet? Stop it. The little Baptist preacher girl.
I did not know those words.
Get out of here, no. Baptist preacher daughter.
But this is taking it even... So this song has been playing in my head all day. Do you know the song by the Byrds?
To everything, turn. There is a season.
It was interesting because he brought up Ecclesiastes 3. Do you know what Ecclesiastes 3 is?
No, what is it?
It's the words to the song by the Byrds.
Oh, that's right. I remember that was written after a verse. I do remember that.
I love that song.
There is a season, turn. And
I knew it was partially in the Bible. It's Ecclesiastes 3. That's what they're singing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great song. I love that song.
Great song.
But it's biblical. The only one out of all of those, I actually brought the verse, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I brought it. I pulled up the thunder thing for Jay, and now I've lost my place in my photos. I brought it up because I think this is such great stuff. So a time for everything. This is Ecclesiastes 3, 1 through 11. There's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the sun. This is just like the song.
Yep.
A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to uproot, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to tear down, a time to build, a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, a time to dance, a time to scatter stones, a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to spend, a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war, a time for peace. And I thought, that's great. You know what the only one is that's not in the song is the one that he brought up in this podcast. where it says that there's a time to speak and there's a time to be silent. And I think that's really good.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about over there?
First
You're
of all,
really
it's
nodding.
First of all, it's a great song.
I know the song is playing in my head right
Yeah,
now.
I love the song. Yeah, I mean that's crazy. I mean it's incredible that back in that era, that one of those bands that came over from England, if that they would do a song about a Bible verse. That's the first thing
Yeah.
that's in my head. You said the only one is the time to speak and a time to not speak.
Time to be silent.
Yeah,
And it's
that's hard
interesting
for
that
me.
that's
It's
not
hard for me to be silent.
that's not in the song because that's a powerful one.
Yeah, it is.
And they were talking about this comes down to wisdom and discernment. And that I really have given this a lot of thought of like, what am I going to pray for this year? You know? And this was something I used to pray for when I was younger all the time, is discernment. And I've started this year praying for that again, for
And tell them
wisdom
what you mean by that.
and discernment. Well, just being able to, it's just having the discernment to know, like, between right and wrong and
What to do,
what
when
to
to do it.
yes, when to be silent,
When to
to
speak.
say something, and when I say something, like what's going to be helpful. I think that's important to pray for.
You're
you know?
really good at that with the kids, in
Yeah.
my opinion. I'm
Thank you.
not. I've gotten in trouble a few times in our lifetime because something will blurt out of my mouth to the child that I shouldn't have said. Unfortunately, that's the way I'm built. I'm a lot better at that too now, though, aren't
Yeah,
I?
yeah.
I really am. Matter of fact, I really don't tell anybody anything to do anymore. Really, I just kind of sit around and I'm like the big daddy that just goes, "Hey, you want to play?" You know, I mean, that's about all
Well,
I
one
am.
of the things I didn't even bring up in here is he talks about the different types of communicators. And he said there's three types of communicators. There's the fearful communicator, and he was talking about how this was super interesting. I did not know this, but he said people are actually more afraid of public speaking than they are of the cancer diagnosis. Like, public speaking terrifies people that much.
Well, that's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
I mean,
And
it's dumb.
you don't ask people that in that way, but if you do a survey of them, they're terrified of public speaking. But the reason you say that's dumb is because you're the next type of communicator. You're the blunt communicator. You're the person who it pops into your head and you say it.
Yeah.
And then there's the third type, which they like to speak, they like to talk. It's a natural gift that they have, but they work at it. Like, they want to be a good communicator, and so they put a lot of work into it. Like, they think before they speak, they journal, it's probably
And I don't do that at all.
professional speakers. No, that's not. You're in the blunt category, I would think. Like, you are naturally gifted at speaking, but your brain works just that fast, and you say it, and sometimes you're saying it before your brain works it all the way
No,
through.
that's true, and I get in trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
I've done that many times. You don't want to be my boss. Trust me. I am not an easy. Now, I'll work my tail off for you, and I'll get after it, but I do things where you have to call me in and talk to me. So
Yeah. I think you have definitely gotten better. But I think this falls into that category for you. Like, this will be a struggle for you, is having wisdom of when to say it and when not to say it, like, and how far to go with it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Or maybe just even thinking before you speak. Like, I saw this funny thing where this guy said when he got married, he asked his dad for advice. Give me your best advice for staying married and having a good marriage. And he said, never say the first two things that pop into your head. Say the third thing that pops into your head.
I don't know if I totally agree with that, but
So he said, I didn't understand it for the first couple years. And then he said, into year 3, we were driving to Las Vegas and they had a new child. And so his wife had packed a cooler full of stuff that they would need. And when they got to Las Vegas, she was complaining. She opened the cooler and she said, everything melted. And so he goes back there and looks, and she had not put ice in the cooler.
wow.
And he said, and then I knew what my dad was talking about. Because the first thing that popped into my head, I said,
how can you be that dumb?
you didn't put ice in the cooler. And she said, you don't have to put ice in the cooler. It's a cooler. Duh.
Sounds like a smart woman.
And that's when he said, yeah, you're with me. You know what I wanted to say. I didn't say the first thing that came into my head. And I didn't say the second thing that came into my head. I said to her, you're right. This cooler's broken. We've got a defective cooler.
Really?
That's what he said. It was a joke. He was a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
But that was his advice, just to be silly. But I do think that's probably true. Like, you don't say...
I don't know if you think the third thing.
No. But you don't say the first thing that pops into your head.
Especially when there's something that's happened.
Especially when you're heated. Yeah.
Like when I spill, the first thing is you want to say, hey, you dumb... What are you doing? That goes away. And then the second thing is, Jim, why can't you... This is what you used to say to me when I spilled. Why can't you be more careful? Or something like that, right? But now you don't. Now you take a breath. But I can tell underneath of it all, you are...
But
like
you know what? I'm fighting internal demons. You just got to let me. I don't say it out loud.
Eternal demons.
You know, I'm
Get
fighting.
here,
You know, it's
demons.
like that little cartoon with the good angel and the bat, on your shoulder. But I feel like that's growth, right? It doesn't come out of my mouth.
We both have grown.
30
years of marriage, we both have grown.
Exactly. So just to finish it up, the number 4 was, is it clear? You know how we always say to the kids, use your words. Use your words.
Right, yeah.
I think as adults, we need to use our words. Like, a lot of times people do resort to profanity, or you call people names, or some people in driving just give a finger.
Profanity and name calling does absolutely nothing to help the situation.
No, it's going to escalate it.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
It's going to make it worse.
You got to get rid of that stuff. If you're cussing when you're arguing with your spouse, you got to get that out of it.
Here's the other one. He said, you can be right, but wrong at the top of your lungs. So your tone also, right?
This is again me here. This is one for me.
So I think, and not just in marriage. I'm saying with anybody.
Right.
I saw something the other day, and it said, it was talking about The Godfather, how Pacino, what's his name?
De Niro? Pacino?
Pacino.
Al Pacino?
How his character in The Godfather was intimidating, and he wouldn't even say anything.
No, he was
like, people would be
quiet,
yelling, and he was just quietly. That can be much more powerful than the person who's yelling and waving their hands and trying to be intimidating, right?
But see, that will never be me.
I understand.
Right.
But
Never.
we can work towards a happy medium.
You can be I've seen you be that way.
That's me. Yeah, I'm way more that way.
Matter of fact, it scares me when you're real quiet.
If I get quiet, you've hit the tripwire.
If you're real quiet, then I know, oh no. And what I try to do is get you to talk. And if I get you to talk and you're in that mood, then you might say something you don't want to say because I'm forcing you to talk. I hate quiet.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Yeah.
If you people ever want to get me upset, just don't talk to me. Right? Isn't that true?
Well, no. I think there's a lot of people you don't care if they don't talk to you.
No, but you know what I mean, though. I mean,
in a relationship,
if I'm in an argument
torture.
with somebody on the radio and they just stop talking.
Well, you just go to the next call.
Well, no, but I would go, are you there? And if the person said, I'm just waiting for you to stop talking, I would be mad. I would be like, okay, well, listen to this. I'm not going to stop talking, you know?
Yeah.
I sound a little bit like a child.
No, that's just how they know they can push your buttons a little bit. If they've listened to you for a long time,
well, my buttons don't push as easy as they used to, but you're right.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what he said. He said that Paul in the Bible didn't often ask for prayer for himself, but in Galatians 4:4, he prayed, may I speak as I should in such a way to make it clear. And I thought, that's a really good thing to pray for, right?
Yeah.
Is that we can speak with clarity. That even, and I think you do this really well on the radio. You know, you'll say, I talk like guys talk when they watch football.
That's right.
I can't stand it. Like in this podcast, one of the guys kept, not the one I love, not the guy that wrote the book, but the other guy kept using big words.
Yeah.
He goes, that's such and such. Just to let you know how smart he is.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what that word was.
Well,
I'm
you know,
just like, was that necessary? I wanted to say.
I've been doing radio for 33 years, and I've helped groom some people. Groom's a bad word nowadays, but
Yeah,
you know
don't
what I
say
mean.
that.
But no, that's what
Mentor.
it is.
You've mentored.
I've mentored young kids over the years that have come in and been my producer and stuff. And I tell them two things. My most important things are: one, don't ever say something on the radio that you don't believe, and then two is what you're saying here.
Yeah.
This is the second one.
Presented in a way that anybody can understand.
You're not talking to people when a guy gets done with his job. I don't care if he's a doctor, lawyer, construction, whatever he is. When he gets done and he turns on the radio to listen to you, he doesn't want to hear proper English. He doesn't care about proper English. He wants to hear about sports.
Right.
That's what we talk. Pretend like you're sitting in a bar talking to your buddy, and you're
Yeah.
not going to be using big words.
Yeah. You're going to use
Yeah.
everyday language.
Yeah.
Yes. But I loved that. And then this was the other thing, just a reminder to think before you speak. I mean, that's the first thing, is not only for the being kind part or is it necessary part, but just for clarity. I think if you understand what you are feeling or you're trying to say, and you really give it some thought before you say it, you're less likely to put your foot in your mouth, right?
Yeah.
You're less likely to botch it up. If you do botch it up, so say that when communication falls short, it's a powerful, redemptive thing to ask for forgiveness and just say, okay, let me try again. I'm sorry the way that came out. I apologize in the way in which I said it. This guy said, sometimes I'll actually, when I've been so bad, when I butchered it so bad with my wife, he said, I'll get up and leave the room and then come back in and say, can I try that again?
Really?
Which is kind of funny. Like that would probably break the mood a little bit.
Think so?
Maybe.
Or maybe the person thinks he's walking out on you.
No, not if he says, let me try that
Let me
again.
try
And he
that
gets
again.
up, and comes back in.
I tell a quick story real quick.
Yeah, please do.
I had the tremendous fortune to be able to play with a lot of big-time baseball players in my life, and one of them was Cal Ripken Jr., and you've met him a couple times. He's a great man, great baseball player, Hall of Famer. And
his eyes are that blue.
They really are. That's
They're
his
just
real
like
eyes. It's crazy.
mesmerizing. Yeah.
So anyway, he had a way that he dealt with the media, and he told it to Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez. All of these guys, these younger guys that he mentored, would come to him and he talked to him. And he always said, whenever he was asked a question by the media, he would count to 10. He never made it to 10, but he would count to 10 because he didn't want to say something stupid. So you said to him, so what did you think about this? Well, he would say in his head, well, I think this, well, okay. And then say it. And he never, ever said anything stupid in his entire career. But just doing that right there.
Yeah, that's so good, because I don't remember anything scandalous.
Never.
Around.
Never said anything. He always said the right thing. And he didn't do a lot of coach speak either, too. He would tell the truth,
yeah.
but he would wait to say what he was going to say.
That's good. That's really good advice.
And let me tell you this, too. It really hurt, too, because there were times when he was going for that streak and people were ripping him, that he was playing too much and he shouldn't be playing and blah, blah, blah.
They were provoking him.
That's right. And he wanted to come after people, but he would always bring it down. I sit in the locker room right next to him and watch him. And he would go, well, his number one thing he would say is, when there's somebody who I think that can play better that day in my position, then I'll sit down.
Yeah, and I love that.
The dude was so, what's the word I'm looking for? He had such great perspective on everything. I think it's because he grew up, his dad was a coach. I mean, he's just in family in that. And he really did. And if you listen to Jeter and all these other guys, they do the same thing.
It sounds like he's just a thoughtful person.
Yeah.
Like he's a thinker, right?
Yep.
I don't think I've ever said this to you, but I love it because you're not this way. Sometimes I have a hard time even finishing my sentence before you're responding.
Because I'm already thinking about what I want to say.
Yes. I love it when I talk to you about something and I ask you about something important and you go, and you just sit there and think about it. I like that. I love that you're giving it thought and you're not just reacting. You're not just responding to respond.
I don't do it much, though, do I?
You do it more, I think, now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm slower.
But I think maybe because I'm that way, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
It really is a good trait to have.
It is.
And I'm not good at it. I've gotten better, like you said. You're really good at it. Like I said, Cal Ripken Jr. was amazing at it. It really is good. Why? If somebody says something to you, if you take 3 seconds, it's not going to change anything, but it
Right.
can change something in your mind, right? About, instead of blurting something out, you go, okay. There's been a couple times where I want to say something I didn't, and that's a big thing for me. Huge thing for me.
Right. Right.
Huge thing. But yeah, it was the best advice I'd ever heard.
Yeah,
really,
no,
at
that's
that
really
point.
good. And my advice for everybody out there at the beginning of this new year, 2026, I can't believe we're even talking about that, is to go listen to that song by the Byrds. Really listen to the words and or read Ecclesiastes 3, but to think about what season you're in.
Turn,
I mean,
turn, turn.
it
is the name of it.
really is true that we've been in a lot of those seasons, right?
Mhm.
And you think it's the end of the world, but sometimes it's just now we're in a rebuilding year, right? That things tore down and we're rebuilding, and it's really a beautiful song. I love it.
It really is. I love that song. Well, very good stuff, Jewel. Hey,
Yeah.
we got to talk about something that's beautiful for 2026, and that's our great people at Rob's Ranch. They made a lot of money from the Dion Burks catching passes. We
I think
donated.
that was such a brilliant
I hope somebody else does
fundraiser.
it.
Yeah, it was really, really brilliant, and they did make so much money, which goes towards scholarships.
That's
right?
right.
Helps
That's right.
helps this organization.
People that are out there to addicted
change
to
lives,
things
yeah.
and they can't pay for it. And it's just an amazing. I mean, I got a note the other day on Instagram from a woman. She was the very first person that we ever helped, basically. And she messaged me and said, my son's falling apart, blah, blah, blah. This is a long time, but 3 years now. And so I helped him get in touch. They got him in there. He is now, he just got a brand new great job. It's 3 years since he went in there. And she just literally, obviously, you can imagine a mother. Can you imagine if that was what you would think of
Yeah,
me, right?
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And this woman, she just says, I can't tell you about how much. And I just
Yeah.
feel like I didn't do anything really, but it's so nice to be a part of that. And Rob's Ranch just changed the entire family's life.
The whole family. The ripple effect
Everybody.
is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got another one that you let me read this week. It's a friend of ours.
That's right.
You helped
His
son get in there, and he had them all for Christmas.
That's right.
Afterwards, and he was just talking about what a changed guy his son is, and how much that meant for him this Christmas.
It just makes you feel so good.
Yeah, it's crazy. The lives are being changed there. If you know anybody who's addicted, try to get them in touch with Rob's Ranch.
Absolutely. You don't have to be in the state of Oklahoma.
No.
You can be in other places. They just do a great job. It's Christ-based, and it's incredible what they do. So, yeah, go to robsranch.org, and you can find out everything about it. So, great job today, Jewel.
Thanks.
Love you.
I love you.
Want to let everybody know again, we have our own YouTube page. You can go there so you can watch us. Put us on the big screen and you can watch the show. And I don't know if you want to do that, but anyway.
Watch us on the little screen.
But listen, subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe.
Please, we'd love for you to subscribe there. And we got other hits on there, too, that are really nice that Jay Pitts has done a wonderful job. So we appreciate Jay and his family. And I love you, Jewel.
I love you.
And next week, we'll be back with another edition. Tell your friends and family all about the Julie and Jim Traber podcast.